Hello, my friends. Welcome to this evening's Reiki session. I hope you're doing as well as possible. I know that you do a lot. I know you have a lot on your plate right now. And the purpose of this Reiki session is to help you release some of that weight so that when you fall asleep, you have the most restful, peaceful, rejuvenating night's sleep. And you wake up feeling fresh, new. My heart goes out to you so much. There are a few, comments when we chat together in the comments about how things can be a little bit challenging, how there's a lot going on. And I know that you just are carrying a lot. And you're not really giving yourself much of that grace. I think it's really important to let yourself off the hook. You're doing the best that you can. You are doing the best that you can. And so the most important thing for you to do is to take this time, maybe go inward, maybe focus on your breathing, but to just allow the day to melt away. We're using our selenite wand here. That's very charged with moonlight. Oh my gosh, the moon has been looking so gorgeous. Just over the mountains, it just looks so huge and cleansing, and I feel like I'm bathing in moonlight. It's just so glorious. So it's just the selenite wand, very lunar energy from the goddess Selene, the goddess of the moon. It's a very peaceful, cleansing energy, and selenite has been used for ages for cleansing rituals. It's self-cleansing, so using it for jewelry, to place your jewelry upon. My turquoise and black obsidian and amethyst rings. But it's very cleansing. And so I'm coming through and just allowing you, kind of giving you permission to wash the day away. Sometimes I know you try to rest, but really you're just sort of allowing your mind to race on. And I'm just giving you permission to let go of that active energy and shift into the lunar energy, yin energy, the energy of resting, shifting into your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. You are here to experience all aspects of life, and one of those aspects is that state of relaxation, peace. Maybe you haven't come to the step in your healing journey where you are really allowing yourself to be kind to yourself. Maybe peace feels unattainable. So we'll put that aside for now. But for now, what I'd encourage you to do is to just give yourself time. Create a little bit of space. Open yourself up. So whatever that means for you, if you can open yourself up to that sense of restfulness, that sense of relaxation, you are loved, you are cared for, you deserve to tend to your needs, you deserve to take this time for yourself. So let's do that. Let's take some time. It can be really easy to prioritize everybody else. But now is your time. Now it's time to just let go of some of those expectations that you've been holding. We're going to let go of those, and we're just going to give you the attention that you deserve, that you need. You need to have a relationship with yourself that is based on respect and regard. You know, self-respect is so powerful. And so it's really helpful and important to engage with self-respect. And to hold space for your own wants and needs instead of disregarding them. I lived much of my life, I'm going to pop that right there. I lived much of my life disregarding my wants and needs, really prioritizing the comfort of other people. And it was not helpful to others, and it was also not helpful to me. It was just useless. It was a useless way of doing things. Now I'm actually very intentional about my time, my energy, and from that place I am able to give a lot more, and to give from a place of there's no attachment to the outcome, you know. There's recognition of what is, yes, but there's no I'm not tethered to the outcome. So in a way, it feels more kind of crystalline, a little bit more pure than in the past when I was giving. It was because I needed so much and I wasn't maybe brave enough to make my needs known, even to myself. I didn't feel that I was worthy of that. And so shifting into that place of being able to say, I take up space, my needs and wants are worthy. And I know a lot of you struggle with that as well. A lot of you struggle with feeling worthy of making your needs known. And I think it's really, really helpful and really important if you can start to step into that space. I'm going to use this beautiful incense from the Pure Incense Co. This is an agarbati stick. It's covered in sage and lavender. I think there's sage in there, but it's just a beautiful smudge stick that's made by the Pure Incense Co. And it is just glorious. It's my favorite incense to use now. Particularly these ones from them. I like the holy floor as well. There we go. So let's use this smoke to start to waft away any residual energy from the day. waft away any lingering energy that doesn't feel supportive to you, that's not supporting you. My chair is squeaking a lot. I usually don't sit down for our sessions, but I wanted this vibe of like sitting in front of the bed. I think it's quite nice. My chair is squeaky. It's like a creaky old chair. Wooden chair. Okay, my dear. Slow, deep breaths. You're doing such a good job. There's something very magical about being in a space of self-reflection and self-care. And that self-care can look very different depending on who you are. But self-care to me always has to involve looking inward, seeing what's going on, and then making shifts based on you. It's like prescribing, your specific needs. It's tuning into what you need and then starting to give yourself that. But you are just doing such a good job. I think you can be really hard on yourself, but just recognizing that there are a lot of wins every single day, and I just really encourage you to make note of those wins, no matter how small they might seem in comparison. Comparing ourselves to others, comparing ourselves in general, it can leave us feeling quite empty, and it's just a futile endeavor. It's not going to really be a great teacher for you. So I would suggest that if you do compare yourself to how you were doing yesterday. Compare yourself to how you were doing 3 years ago. How are you? And just pay attention to your needs. What is it that right now you need? And how can you meet that need? I would start really small, right here in this moment. Do you feel that there's a physical need that you could meet for yourself? I'm going to meet mine. My neck has been feeling a little bit out of sorts, so I'm just going to do some stretching. Maybe you can join me. Let's roll our heads, chin down to chest, ear to shoulder, back around, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, and back, and down. Now you can do nose over shoulder, nose over shoulder. All right, now shoulders up and back, good. Slow your breathing. I hope this chair isn't too loud. Slow your breathing, roll your shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. If you want to see something really satisfying, you could do one shoulder at a time. Maybe 10 back, up, back, and down, and then 10 forward, up, back, and down. And then just relax and see how much lower one of the shoulder is that you worked on. Because it's crazy how you can start to help your body relax just by bringing attention and isolating these spaces. I think it's really important that you take care of your mind your mind, if you can start to see, or I want to do a whole video about this, but if you can start to see your mind as a little child, an innocent little child, and your mind is just trying to make sense of things. There are external stimuli that your mind is responding to, and your mind is responding to an emotion and then telling a story about what that emotion means. So if we just start to override the framework that already exists, that feels unsupportive, that can be a really helpful way of taking your precious mind, beautiful, beautiful mind, precious little child, and just saying, okay, I've got you. I'm the adult now. I'm going to decide how we interpret these events. And it's not about disregarding others. It's not about putting ourselves above others. But I think so many of us put ourselves beneath everybody else. I think so many of us, we can be really, really hard on ourselves. Doubting ourselves, doubting our worth. And maybe that doesn't resonate with you, but it can show up in just these little micro moments of sabotage, where when you maybe make a mistake, you go, oh my gosh, I did it again. How could I be so stupid? It's like, just think about your mind had this experience. It was responding to a stimulus, and this is how it responded. Would you ever shame a child the way you shame yourself sometimes? No, you wouldn't. So we just have to give ourselves the grace, the kindness, the care, and the attention that we would give a child. And likewise, being really mindful about what you're consuming, because it leaves an imprint on that beautiful mind of yours. And we just want to be really careful about what we're exposing. Like, our minds can be so fragile. We just want to be really careful about what we expose them to. I mean, you're resilient. You're amazing. Babies are resilient. Babies are amazing. I don't mean fragile in the sense of like you can be broken and anything like that. I don't mean that. But what I do instead mean is that you can foster and nurture your mind to grow like a tree. You can foster and nurture it to grow with these deep roots and these beautiful, like tall, big, healthy, sturdy trunks. And then just these webs of branches and gorgeous leaves. You can foster this healthy, grounded, connected, positive, focused energy. You can connect with that. You can harness it. You can nurture it, and you can grow that beautiful mind. But you do have to, take it into consideration. It's not going to happen by accident. Important things that I think you can do. I'm going to take the fan actually and start to waft things away here. This waft fan. I love this. So what you can do is you can take a few of these things that I'm going to share, just try to implement them. I think, first of all, it's really, really helpful when you're trying to do reframing, if you're being really unkind to yourself, to do some reframing is to, speaking with a therapist is so helpful for this. Because then they can really help you to maybe come up with affirmations. They can give you the words that you might need that might be helpful to you. to then repeat to yourself and do some of that priming of your mind so that you're shifting into a more supportive mental state for yourself. But some things aside from that you can do are you can move your body. Move your body like we just did, even gentle stretching, gentle movement, going for a walk. There aren't many things that won't improve from a little break and a little walk in nature. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be helped by that. It just is such a magic kind of pill. Even if I'm really not feeling well and I'm having a bad day, even if I'm maybe in my cycle and I don't feel like moving, getting up and taking a walk almost always feels better. Getting out in nature almost always feels better, especially if I go with my partner and my dog and we go out, or a good friend, and you go out and you go to an area that you love. We're just washing away any stagnant energy here in the mental plane to just get you ready for bed. We're just releasing. Just releasing. So I think movement, going outside, getting some fresh air. I think being mindful of what you're consuming, being mindful of what you're consuming. Just be mindful of it. I don't consume anything that's scary. I guess that depends, because I like Scandinavian noirs. And I think this can be a little bit scary, but I don't like anything that's got any gore in it or like a bloody stuff. I don't like anything like that. And I used to watch that kind of stuff when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, because that was just like, on dates you'd go and watch scary movies and stuff. No, thank you. I just find that has stuck with me. Mine's like a sponge and just like keep that stuff in there. And so I just am very mindful about what I consume so that I'm not creating that kind of energy, storing that kind of memory in my mind. And then I am very sensitive to it. Like if I'm watching something and something scary happens, I won't watch it because I don't want that to be in my mind. And that's what I mean, like being aware of how these things affect you. If you're feeling a little down, a little low, maybe irritated, maybe even like sort of a bit fragmented or fractured in terms of like your focus, what did you watch last night? How late did you stay up? I mean, this video is about sleep. It's an invitation for you to sleep. But it's like, it's stormy day. It's like going in and out of sun and rain and wind. But, be mindful. What did you watch last night? How late did you stay up? I like to create sleep videos and relaxing sessions to help you fall asleep, because I think it's like one of the most important things you can do for yourself. So I believe that should be a main priority for you. I talk to my students about it, like especially after an attunement ceremony with me, like just make sure that you're getting sleep. You know, if you're on my students, like prioritizing sleep. There's so many messages that are being downloaded after an attunement ceremony. Attunement ceremony is what happens after you've completed a level, like a Reiki level. So Reiki level 1, you have an attunement ceremony for 1, 2, and 3. And then after that, you have 21 days of self-Reiki or 21 days of Reiki, and you're just, downloading all these messages during that time. And the things that we talk about are like really, sleep is so important for that time. And I remember when I was going through my attunement ceremonies and learning Reiki, I really, really wanted to have space and create that time and that energy for all of the messages that I was receiving to like penetrate and permeate and just like, so I was priming myself for that specifically. So sleep is just so important. So that's usually a big one, is like, have you slept? How did you sleep last night? That can help so much. Even just resting, even just lying down and just resting is really helpful. Because I know some of you struggle with insomnia. So it's just about being kind to yourself. It's about resting, giving yourself the opportunity to just shift into a different vibe, shift into a different zone. Calm, relaxed. You're doing such a good job. It's all good. I'm going to draw the sacred symbols outside of your heart space. So again, slow your breathing for me. You can blow the smoke away if you want to blow away some of those thoughts that you don't want. Great. I'm going to crack my toes, because speaking of tending to ourselves, my toes need cracking, so. It's just squeezing them, moving them like that. My cousin did a lot of her studying on like popping your knuckles and stuff, and if it's bad for you, and it's just air bubbles that are caught. So if you can do it once, apparently, I trust my cousin, but I don't want to speak. I'm not the one who did this research. But if you are able to do it just once, then that's fine. But if you're like constantly like pushing and popping and crunching an area that just continues to pop, apparently that's not good. But again, this is not a medical channel. I don't want to give medical advice. But if any of you are worried, I got the A-OK from my genius cousin. Years ago. She told me that. So, what was I saying? Pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your body, pay attention to what you need. It's just helpful to be in this space of self-care, and I mean this in like the deepest sense. Sometimes we have this feeling about self-care that it's very frivolous and superficial, and like it really couldn't be further from the truth. Oh, let me grab this. Okay, one part of sleeping is balancing your connection to the divine, to the ethereal, to the kind of energetic realm, and the balance of that with your connection to the earthly plane. So if you are too much in your head, you're really in the mental plane, you're feeling very anxious, and you're just having these kind of like revolving anxious thoughts, I would suggest that you ground yourself. So we're going to take this beautiful piece of driftwood. Love this. It's such a special piece for me. And I'm just going to drag this down, kind of drawing the energy down so that we're taking some of that mental burden, maybe anxious thoughts, maybe projecting yourself into the next day or whatever the anxious thoughts are, that you just want to ground them. When we do this, I'm grounding those thoughts in truth, in safety, in protection. Okay? So we're going to start here at the crown and then come down and bring these thoughts down into the root chakra. Okay. Beautiful. So again, we're just moving here above the crown, and you can kind of bring up any thoughts that you feel you just want to ground in safety and security. We're just bringing them down here, okay? Good. Okay. One more time here. Just release, almost like waves. You can imagine that maybe you're lying on the seabed looking up at the sky through the water. And this piece of driftwood is just drifting by on the waves above you. It's just drifting by, letting you know that you're safe, letting you know that all is well, letting you know that you are taken care of, that you are protected, that you matter, and the energies all around you are supporting you. Okay, good. Good. I'm going to place this over here. And then if the opposite is true, so maybe you're feeling really like attached, connected, and tethered to the material realm. Maybe you're feeling angry. You're spending a lot of money. Maybe you're in that kind of zone. Maybe you're feeling really kind of in these lower chakras, overactive in the lower chakras. We're just going to lift and lighten. We did that earlier with the selenite wand, but I want to come through with just a couple of crystals, and we'll just grid you up with some crystals. Let me see. I have that. I want to do something else. Let's see. I swear. The fluffies that come from this blanket, they look like that. They get everywhere. Your probably going to tell me I should just get a new blanket. You're right. I should do that. I will do that. Because it's not visible on the screen. I always think, oh, this is a good use of this. I'll just use this here and it'll be fine. I forget that it does this to me every time. Okay, this one was calling out, so I'm going to place this aragonite. Excuse me. More fluff. More of the blanket. I'm going to place the aragonite down here at your base chakra. That's a good one for directing anger. So if that's something you're struggling with, that's there to support you. This selenite rose. Can you see this desert rose? Very clearing stone there to kind of help counterbalance that. So the aragonite is to direct that energy of maybe it's anger or an activated root chakra, directing it in a way that is useful to you right now. So that useful direction could be taking that energy and directing it toward thinking about something positive, thinking about something uplifting, practicing gratitude. You know, those things require energy too. So maybe you're just drawing that energy up. I'm going to take this amethyst point and just place it here so that it's pointing upwards, so that that energy is just being drawn up. Okay, I can't find it. Let me grab my other little crate of crystals and we'll go see if I can find my amethyst. Okay, I couldn't find it, but we're going to use this clear quartz point instead. Okay, so we're just going to draw the energy up, and then I'll place this on your crown. Drawing that energy up so that we have a balance, okay? A balance. So we have a balance of the light and the dark. Oh, you know what would be a good one too is my smoky. I can't remember where I put my crate. Okay. So we're coming up like so. Coming up like so. Coming up like so. Coming up like so. 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 Gorgeous. Let me seal everything in with this rattle. I'm so proud of you. All you have to do is just be, just be here. Be with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Practice self-awareness. Give yourself some grace. Alright, my dear. Slow your breathing once again, angel. Deep breath and release. All is well, my friend. You're doing a beautiful job. It's all working out for you. Just slow your breathing, close your eyes, be kind to yourself. Trust yourself. You've got this. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or your night. Sweet, sweet dreams. Take really good care of yourself, okay? Take good care of each other. And until we meet again, be so well, okay? Namaste. Hello, my lovely, lovely patrons. This session is going to be all about just like sending love into the hands. Our palms are these like entry and access points for so many different energies to flow in. So doing Reiki hand massages I find really helpful. So soothing. So I'm just going to be sending this energy towards you. I love using things from nature to send healing energy. You know I love using things like driftwood, stones, all the earthly elements. I love using water as a healing element. Good. So sending that love towards you, and see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. Imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. Which can be directed and channeled with laser-like precision to help you accomplish tasks and achieve objectives. Cool. This is going to be a really powerful time for you. 2 super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in, bring to heart